I bet you often fancy a day away or perhaps a longer break but just can't afford Paris or Rome or even the more pricey resorts. Sybil Ruscoe thought she would address this problem by checking out some away days to places you'd never have guessed would offer so much. So where did she begin? Well, you wouldn't believe it if I told you.
For this first trip, I thought I'd take you home to my slice of unspoilt rural England. It's a bit off the beaten track, but it's great and the people are really friendly. You can stay on a farm with some tasty home cooking or lunch in a snug little pub with a pint of local real ale. So where is this place? Well, the name actually means bog, but don't let that put you off because we've got one of the very best cheese merchants in the country. Now, here's another clue as to where we are. This is locally made stuffing. It's sold in all the best shops throughout the whole country, but it's actually made upstairs in this little shop in this little town. And just listen to the flavours. You've got apricot, plum and ginger, celery and walnut. Guess where we are yet? As well as cheese, we've got sweet peas. They decorate all the street signs because this is where Henry Eckford invented the sweet pea. And in late July, there's a fabulous sweet pea festival when the whole town goes blooming mad. They do all sorts of things here. How about some handmade cards? The women of Wem once defended the town against the royalists in the English Civil War. And their screeches frightened off the soldiers. Today, their descendants aren't so aggressive, and the women of Wem make cards for export all over the world. Now, down the street from this little workroom is a chap called Bill Turner, and he can make you something called a hand-raised pork pie. Not many people make pies like this anymore, and Bill makes 2,000 a week. Have a look at these. Now, this is some sort of ancient craft, is it?
Well, it's been going on for hundreds of years, I suppose. Like, there's very, very few made like this now.
And what's the secret of this hand-raised business, would you say?
I don't know, experience. This is the secret ingredient.
Because people don't often realise what's meant by hand-raised, do they?
No. See, and these should be cooked tomorrow because it gives them time to set. All pastry, after you've done this, it goes springy and tough.
And who taught you how to make them?
Well, I've been making these since I was about 8-year-old. Over to Sybil now. Generation game.
I think I'm going to make a right mess. So I press it down.
Yeah.
Then I pick it up and I...
Go round slowly, like...
Doesn't quite look like yours, Bill. How's that?
Well, I can give you...
Well, that's not bad, is it?
5 out of 10. Just do that.
Now, listen, I've found a new job in life now, haven't I? Of course, this is the best bit, isn't it?
I don't know. The eating's the proof of the pudding.
Right, well, no preservatives. Look at the colour of it. Can you see? That's like Bill was saying, no colourings. The natural stuff.
I shouldn't eat these because I'm on a diet.
Oh, forget the diet. I grew up on those pork pies, and this is Wem in North Shropshire, just above Shrewsbury on your map. From Wem, you can nip up the road to Ellesmere. We call it the Undiscovered Lake District. So take your pork pie and a nice lump of cheese and have a waterside picnic, and when it's warmer, you can take out a boat. But a word of warning, don't forget something for those cheeky natives who tend to get a bit peckish. Nearby in Market Drayton, they've been making gingerbread for centuries. It's an art passed down from generation to generation. They make gingerbread here because it was local boy Clive of India who brought ginger to Britain. And I bet you've never rolled out pastry like that before. At one time, there were no less than 26 different gingerbread makers in the town. And here at Fairy Tale Gingerbread, they're carrying on the tradition as a family of gingerbread makers. In fact, the whole area here is bursting with ancient crafts. How about this? We're at Welsh Frankton in North Shropshire at the village blacksmiths. The blacksmith Alf Strange and his family have been shoeing horses for about 130 years. Have a look, it's a bit of a dying art, this. Alf's written books about life in the village smithy, and he's always got a good tale of country life. His museum's full of bizarre and wonderful things, and during his blacksmith's demo, he'll actually let you have a go at banging and hammering yourself.
What you did this morning, that's how you learn a trade, by blowing the fire and watching the master man working, and then eventually you'll be allowed to try to make a horseshoe and what have you. And after 7 years, you were allowed to take what you call RSS, and you were then a registered shoeing smith.
What do you think of me as a blacksmith? Will I make an apprentice?
Well, apart from the polar neck, you should have an open neck shirt. You are really the prettiest lass we've had blacksmithing in our smithy. Today, anyway.
Good, nice strike.
This is Hawkston Park, one of Britain's most beautiful golfing centres with a 4-star hotel. Here the motto's golf for everyone. There's a coaching centre for golfers young and old, and a round starts at £6. Bed and breakfast costs as little as £33, and golfing breaks begin at £64. But how do I get out of this bunker?
Behind the ball.
Right.
But don't stop when you hit the sand.
Well, this is where Sandy Lyle learnt, so here goes.
Oh, it's simple.
But it's not all golf. Hawkston has some fantastic follies, a fairy tale fantasy of spooky caves, castles and towers. They filmed the Chronicles of Narnia here, and the kids will love this magical playground. What a great weekend. It's late Sunday evening now, though. It's nearly going dark. It's time we were going. The thing is, this is my home, this is where I grew up. But what I want to know now is, what's your town like? What's your village like? Where did you grow up? And is it worth visiting for the weekend? Let us know and we'll come and have a look.